After you've given yourself time to grieve what no longer could be and are beginning to accept what is, the next step in rebuilding is to begin looking at your situation differently. You have to look past, beyond what no longer can be, to what really is. You have to have new eyes to see your life in a fresh, new way. Now, this can be hard. I know it was hard for me because I kept looking at what I could no longer do, what I no longer had, and I had to look beyond that because I kept looking at what was right in my friend's life and what was wrong in my own, which is not helpful for rebuilding. So the challenge was I had to look past the dark circles under my eyes. I had to look beyond the fact I had no hair on my head and was given a terminal diagnosis. And I needed to look at my situation differently, in a new way. Now, you might begin to think, well, isn't that difficult to do when you're facing a tough time? And the reality is, as Theodore Rothke has written, in a dark time, the eyes begin to see. And that is the truth, because when your life is turned upside down, you begin to see things differently. For example, I could realize that despite the fact I was given a low chance of being alive in 10 years, I started realizing I could savor the time I did have. I savored it in a way I never appreciated the moment before, the here and now. And it was in my suffering that I really drew closer to God and experienced His comfort, even in the midst of the pain, and how He provided for me in unexpected ways. So what about you? There might be a lot you wish you could change in your life right now, but if nothing changes, then look past that. And how can you look at your situation differently? What do you still have? What can you focus on? I love the story of Golda Meir that I read during this time. She was a former prime minister of Israel, and by her own admission, she was not physically attractive. But here's what she said: not being beautiful was the true blessing. Not being beautiful enabled me to develop my inner resources. The pretty girl has a handicap to overcome. Now, how many of us look at physical beauty as a handicap? But instead of struggling on and trying to change what she didn't have physically, she focused on her inner resources and her abilities and developed them. So yeah, I understand looking beyond your current circumstances is not easy. And in fact, you might need the help of others to see things differently. But that's what's important in this step of rebuild. And here's a tip for you. Be willing to look at past all the problems and challenges and ask yourself, how can you see your situation differently?